I'm Alba Martinez. I'm the producer, songwriter, and creative director of La Guagua 47. My motivation for doing La Guagua 47 was, first and foremost, my love and my passion for the Latino community of Philadelphia. But I also saw a very clear opportunity to create some positive change within the Latino community and also in the Philadelphia's creative economy as a whole. And I wanted to tap into that.
My name is César Viveros. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. My role in the project La Guagua 47 was the artistic director. The process became quite very interesting because there was not like a setting of what we want to see. It was more about what can you imagine as an artist. It's very unlikely to think that you can decorate a bus and then the bus is going to be going through the whole city and pretend that people is going to come on board and then culminate everything in a party.
Hi, I'm Christina Castro-Tauser, and I am the choreographer for La Guagua 47. I was so lucky to have so much fun. I had so many incredible Latino and community dancers. I had 2 excellent professional dancers who joined us. I had all this abundance of talent. And then knowing that it would be limited to 5 minutes was a challenge. But that challenge is something I took on at full force. I decided that with those 5 minutes, I was going to highlight the perfect moments of Latinidad.
My name is Martin Alfaro. I am the lead media and associate producer for La Guagua 47. I'm a very creative person, and when I first learned about this project, or when I first got involved with this project, I saw it as a great opportunity for me to explore, my creative side. What I do for a living is business development, so it's very cutthroat. And with this project, I get to use the other side of me that I not always have the opportunity to help build such a massive project. At the beginning, we didn't think it was going to be this big, and now just seeing like what it turned into is amazing. And
my name is Pedro Escárcega, and I'm the film director of La Guagua 47. I believe that each project should be a challenge. La Guagua 47, on top of being a challenge, has been a big responsibility. I'm really happy with the final product, and I do feel like these kind of projects could be a turning point for another projects involving Latinos.
The creative process for La Guagua 47 started in 1985 when I first got to the city of Philadelphia. I could not find the Latino community. And I won't say what happened next because that's what this whole project is about. But I will say that after I eventually found the Latino community, it became home to me. 35 years later, this project was accelerated when I came back to the community wanting to get reconnected and do some community service. I was shocked to find that the community was still invisible. And it had grown so much demographically, economically, in terms of businesses, in terms of talent, which, everywhere I looked, I saw talent that blew me away. So I wrote a song about it, and that was essentially a demo. It was something that I had written and I had in a drawer in my home, in a digital drawer in my home.
The challenge here was mostly how can you decorate a piece of a bus itself when the only thing I have is the measurements, the idea. But I wasn't even allowed to tape, silver tape. I wasn't even allowed to drill. I wasn't even allowed to build. You have to come with ideas, very creative. I have a friend, Nicolas Nava. He was telling me, what if you do some sort of net where everything hangs and by gravity you solve everything? Whatever you create can be hanged and can be attached and you don't have to touch, almost not touch the bus. And that was the biggest challenge and we solved it right away.
This project brought people together from all over Philadelphia. Some of the dancers were so committed that they took a train and then a scooter to get to rehearsals. They drove across town from the outskirts of Philly to make it. We had 2 outstanding professional dancers who I'm fortunate to have worked with for a very long time. Ashley Rivera is the perfect dancer and actress for this role, and partnered later with Aaron Mitchell, who just embraced the Latinidad and embraced the community. We also had dancers from 6 all the way to plus 65 who were our community dancers.
The most exciting part about this project was seeing how people came together. When we started filming the first day, the Saturday, I saw people from the community that I haven't seen in forever. And I was like, what are you doing here? I didn't even know that they knew about the project, and they were just there. And they said, we heard that, you guys needed help, volunteers. So for people to just show up and give you a hand, to me, that's amazing. And then when we were filming the last scene, it was, close to midnight. And so many people were there. Everybody is like exhausted, but the fact that it was just a big celebration. I remember coming, on the bus, and when we opened the door and there's like hundreds of people just waiting for us, I felt like a superstar. And I'm sure everybody had the same feeling, it was just amazing.
It really moves me to see a traditional Puerto Rican vejigante next to a completely Mexican alebrije. It's like pure love representing our roots and loving our differences.
One day I get a call from a journalist in the community called Emma Restrepo, and she says, I'm doing a series for WHYY about the 47 bus, and somebody told me you wrote a song. Can I hear it? And I said, sure, I'll send you the demo. In the course of sharing it with different people, people told me that they identified with the story. And so after the song was produced, I approached SEPTA to see if they wanted to collaborate. And SEPTA, after thinking about it, said yes. And then they connected me with Aldia. Aldia connected me with our amazing director, Pedro Escárcega. I had been talking to Christina Castro-Tauser, our choreographer, about what a project like this could be like. I called César to see if he wanted to jump on the bus, and the rest is history.
One of the greatest challenges on this project was the fact that we had to decorate the guagua, the bus, in about 3 to 4 hours maximum, because once the piece was decorated, it was going to start rolling. It was going to move through the city, and I won't see it again. So just 3 hours to come with the decorative elements and make sure that everything was right, that nothing was going to fall, that safety is first. It was very challenging, but we have a preconception plan, and we stick to the plan, and we make it happen. Also, I have to admit, it was not just me. I have a lot of artists and a lot of people who volunteered to come that day to help me to put every single flower, every single piece on place.
To be a part of La Guagua 47 is much larger than a music video. Has made me become more and more involved in the community, has given me more platforms to reach my Latino community, has opened up doors that I've never imagined. We're here at the Kimmel about to watch La Guagua 47. So 2 beautiful tokens of Philadelphia. The 47, SEPTA, the Kimmel Theater. How much can I ask for as a newbie, as a little Latina who works with many community places around the city, to feel like I can share the beauty of this community, share with you what Philadelphia is, share with you what the Latinos in Philadelphia can create?
Well, the most exciting experience, which I have to call the closest to magical I have ever experienced, was filming day, the first filming day. And no one has ever accused me of having a lack of words to describe what I'm thinking or feeling. And I really had no words to describe what I experienced on that day. The reason why I get emotional about it is because it proves a point that I think a lot of people have been making for a really long time, that there is enormous talent and power and vitality and beauty and positivity in the Latino community. And yet it is very frequently overlooked, creating tremendous disadvantage for the people in the community, and then creating economic problems that become social problems, and then the community gets blamed. And so the reality is that that day we saw what this community's not potential, but reality is. We saw the community's reality. And La Guagua 47 is a project that celebrates Latinidad. By definition, it is about coming together to celebrate a community. And we are unstoppable when we come together. And I believe that that film represents that through the arts.
Packing all this into 5 minutes was hectic. It's such an explosion of color, art, and talent. Putting all this together was challenging, but at the end, it was worth it.
So another thing that was amazing about being La Guagua 47 is that filming day. When we got to the end and there's La Familia Roja playing and having un bombazo. I mean, a traditional Puerto Rican bombazo with some people who knew what that was, some people who danced bomba, who have lived with bomba all their life, and others who were new to it. Yet we immersed ourselves completely. If you see the ending of this filming, it was an experience. It was something transcendental. It was something that moved us. So not all the beauty of the choreographed roles. There were some many choreographed parts, but there was also some beauty in the moments that just happened.
It's fascinating to see the inclusivity that has come as a result of this specific project. To see the entire Latino community being so diverse and at the same time all coming together for one specific cause, to me is the most fascinating part. And I'm so glad that I'm able to be part of this project.
I believe that when different minds come together, you can create something bigger. When this opportunity came up, and I have the opportunity to hear from Alba, hear from Christina, hear from Pedro, hear from everybody who have different disciplines on the art world, and you can merge all this together. It's like a volcano. It's like a volcano, like erupting. All of this sudden, all this creativity came on place, and it's there. Like, you cannot ignore that. You cannot ignore the fact that we have so many creative minds on our community, in our Latino community. And this is one of the moments, very rare, when you have the opportunity to explode that, to make it happen, to show it, show off, you can say. Because, again, nobody's going to come to you and ask you for things. You have to do it yourself.
La Guagua 47's tank is full of gas, and it is a project that's going to continue to celebrate Latinidad through arts and culture. But in addition, I think we need to take full advantage of what we know is the power of the arts to mobilize people and create positive change. I think the Latino community has a lot to offer to not just itself, but to the city of Philadelphia and the region. Has a lot of opportunities to collaborate and partner and join and unite with our multicultural brothers and sisters across the city. And we can really transform our lives and the lives of others for the better.
I think one takeaway that people might have after watching this film is the fact that sometimes we take things for granted, like public transit. And a lot of times people depend on it for their livelihoods. I think that, there's a stigma behind riding SEPTA or, any other public transportation, but it changes lives.
One of the things that I always want to say is you have to do whatever it takes, even to go the further miles, to work harder, to dream higher. But as an immigrant or as a Latino, the place is not served. You have to make it happen. You have to create it.
Thank you to all my co-workers from Dreamer Media Group, to everyone's various talented ways, and the friends who step out of their comfort zone to show Latin presence through art.
Móntate en La Guagua 47.